All right. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to a production of the Cross Platform Baseball League. My name is Weaver for Prez, and I'm joined, as always, by Dwayne. Dwayne, here we are at the end of the regular season for Season 8. What a season it was.
It has been an extremely, extremely fun and action-packed season. As you just said, what a season it was. I can't be more pleased with the way it's turned out. We've got a ton of content here for everybody tonight.
Yeah, as you said, lots of content. We're going to be going over the playoff brackets. We're going to be handing out some hardware, some much coveted hardware. We've got some all-star selections for the in-game players, and we also have a countdown list at the very end, plays of the year. So without further ado, let's get started on this jam-packed episode of our weekly roundup. We will start by going into the AAA playoff bracket and just kind of talking about the matchups, speculating a little bit. We'll each give a prediction on what we think is going to happen in these first-round matchups. So starting off here, Rainey versus Lanky Kale. What you got, Dwayne?
It's looking pretty solid for Rainey there at number 8. Probably a sweep could be on the hands of Lanky Kale, but we've seen him nip a few of the higher teams during the season to get those 3 wins.
Yep, I've got the same here on my predictions. Likely the Moons in 2. as the first round is best of 3, so we'll see how that plays out. And then, going into Spirits versus Krill's All-Stars here, Mondiu versus Captain Krill. If you'd asked me a couple weeks, or even a week ago, I would have said Mondiu in 2. Now, I think I've got Mondiu in 3, or I don't know, maybe even Krill in 3? Krill's been red hot.
Yeah, Krill getting one of his early wins off of Mondiu, I believe, too, in the regular season. And winning, I believe, 5 of his last 7 or something like that to finish at 7-27 on the season. Krill's hot right now, like you're saying.
With lots of runs scored, too.
Yeah,
They're
tons of runs scored.
Pretty convincing wins.
He's looking really convincing at the plate, and we will see what that best of 3 brings. Anything can happen.
Yep, and that's the bracket that will all lead to the 1 seed, Jam Paladin, who finished up his season today. Anyway, going down here, the Maidens versus the Lone Stars. The Lone Stars, the pitching-centric team, finishing in the 13th seed. The Maiden Canadians, finishing on a bit of a hot streak. I think for this one, I would go Canadians in 2.
Canadians in 2 is definitely a possibility, but we've got Lone Stars, knowingly, he's shown that he won't give up a lot of runs. He will pitch you 1-0, 2-1 to death, go extra innings with you, and they're both going to be in Shaka, so anything can happen in there. I think this series, Canada in 2 is where I'm leaning, but there could be a possible 3rd game in my opinion too.
All right, and that would be to go on and play the Pawtucket Prowlers, who had a very strong season at the 5 seed. All right, next matchup here. Phil gets that bye, so the matchup here would be the Anchors and the Knights. The Knights here, as we all know, have looked pretty darn good as a 14th seed here in the last half of the season. So I think here I would go Knights in 3.
Yeah, Knights in 3 is definitely where a lot of players might be leaning in the playoff betting section. That's definitely been popping off, a lot of interesting stuff going on in there. Like you say, Knights in 3, but the Anchors, an XBL veteran in Job, he's upset in the XBL before, and he's got the higher seed here, so home field advantage on his side. I think this series goes 3 games for sure, and it could go either way in my opinion.
All right, moving on. We've got Wishbone Rules versus Half Onion. Sorry, but I think for this one, I'm going Wishbone in 2. What you think?
Wishbone in 2 is probably where we're going to lean, yeah. The Onions put up a couple wins in their first season in the XBL. Our lone PS4 player representing, so something to be proud of regardless of that fact. And we'll see what happens 7v18.
All right, and then at the 10 to 15, this is the MERS bracket. We've got the Swayze Dogs and the Tri-State Resistance. This one could be interesting, but I think I would go Swayze Dogs in 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's definite possibility, but these players have played each other before multiple times in XBL seasons past. That both of these guys are veterans. I think it goes 3 games in my opinion, but there's a definite chance we lean in the favor of the Swayze Dogs just because of run scoring.
All right, and those were our predictions for the first round that we will see transpire over the next few days. Remember, those are just the off the top of the head opinions of Dwayne and I. They obviously could play out in any which way, so we'll see how those play out. Should be exciting. But now we'll look at XBL. A really good 8 and 9 matchup here. 2, I believe, 5-bar speed teams: the Junkyard Jabronis and the Fuego, the Puerto Rican Fuegos.
Yeah, this is going to be a tight one for sure. One of the series I have pegged to go 5, and I really can't give you a call. If I had to give you one, I'm thinking Fuegos in 5. But any given day, both of these teams are going to go at each other hard.
This one, very tough. I think just the pitching dominance we've seen. The Jabronis are the only team to win 1 game against each of the top 4 besides, the people in that top 4. So just that big game potential from Mantis to Bach and MD. I think I would go Jabronis in 5, but again, if the Fuegos won in 4 or 5, it wouldn't surprise me at all. So that should be a good one.
For sure. Yeah, and like you said, all for the privilege of playing lazy in the next round.
Oh, yeah. Moving on to 5 to 12, 5 against 12, I will recuse myself, as you will do later on.
Yes, so what we've got here is Weaver against BK His Dudeness. BK in recent weeks actually scoring a few more runs than he was trending towards the middle of the season. I'm thinking this possibly goes 4 games. Weaver, the stronger 5 seed. I'm going to lean in your direction. But 5v12, anything can happen. I think BK at least snips a game off you. And all for the privilege of playing a hot Mike the Cooch right now. He finished off the season with a little bit of a pitter-patter, but he's scrimming hard.
Oh, yeah. Not an easy 4 seed by any stretch of the imagination, awaiting either myself or BK's doing so we shall see. Next matchup here, you, Dwayne, and your Pine Sox taking on the Zimbabwe Republic, Vice, government, whatever. 6 against 11. I think, based on what we've seen from government, we'll go back even another week. You two split, so there's certainly no. I don't think there's any sweep potential for either of you. Zimbabwe Republic, his last series versus BK over the weekend, looked pretty shaken, pretty off of his game. I would say Pine Sox take it in 4 or 5.
I appreciate the kind words, and I will be eagerly awaiting, or Bice will be eagerly awaiting the chance to go up against the Birdies, who are hot as of late.
Yeah, scary 3 seed there in the Birdies. Final matchup here of the first round to go over. This one's actually already underway. Ted Danson and Chris started earlier this afternoon. Ted Danson winning both games. So he's a win away from a trip to Chicago or the Swagger Center, whatever. I think Ted pulls it out, if not in the next game, in Game 4.
Yeah, I agree. Chris might have some potential to flip it in Game 3. If he does, momentum could go in his favor. You saw him cracking a bit later in both of those games earlier today. As you say, though, the Dragoons out to that big 2-0 lead. That's powerful in a 3-game series.
All right, and those are Dwayne and I's predictions for the first round. When we come back for a weekly roundup next week, these will all be completed, hopefully, and so we can look back on our predictions, see what happened. We'll probably end up writing down what we've said here tonight, just to add some little fun to it. All right, next up is the award ceremony, everyone. So we've got a bunch of awards here, 5 per league. We're going to start with the most improved award for AAA, and Dwayne, you are going to present it.
And congratulations to Phillies Rock 29 and his Nashville Knights for winning the AAA Most Improved Player, finishing the league 6th in home runs. He matched his all-time win total from previous seasons in this season alone at 10, finishing out the year as a consensus upset candidate. Phillies Rock crowned Season 8's Most Improved Player in the AAA.
Congratulations again to Phillies Rock, Season 8, Most Improved. And now for XBL Most Improved. This XBL veteran and league office member finished an abysmal 4-26 in Season 7, but turned it all around to quadruple his previous win total and secure a playoff berth this season. Dwayne, my man, you are the unanimous Most Improved Player, the Pine Sox, baby.
I appreciate that. Kind words from everybody to be voted unanimously the Most Improved Player. And then we got, coming up, this player's tight defense propelled him to an impressive 23-11 in his AAA rookie season. The league's favorite audit machine, Phil, has secured a Gold Glove and Defensive Team of the Year in the AAA Season 8.
All right, Phil, the Dual Monsters Defensive Team of the Year in the AAA. Congratulations to him. And now on to the XBL Defensive Team of the Year. A top 4 finisher in the regular season. This player finished with the fewest amount of errors per 9 with an incredible 0.06 errors per 9 in the season. Streamer extraordinaire Mike the Cooch is your Season 8 Defensive Team of the Year as determined by fielding metrics.
Very, very big there for Mike the Cooch, and we're going to move on after DTO-wise to Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year in the AAA, a high-powered offense and solid pitching secured this rookie the coveted ROTY award. The ever-impressive B. Hagen dominated the competition all season long, finishing 2nd in AAA at season's end. Jam Paladin and Pizza Volcano also respectively received votes in the process.
Yep, congratulations to the Megafauna AAA Rookie of the Year. And that will bring us to the XBL Rookie of the Year. This top 4 finisher blew the door off the league with his relentless long ball first approach, smashing the all-time single-season home run record with an unreal 120 dingers. Ashnod's Coupon is your Season 8 Rookie of the Year. Fellow top 4 finishers Lazy and Lightsnack also received votes for this award.
Very, very huge there for Astronaut Coupon. Like you said, long ball first, approach all the way. And then moving on to long balls, speaking of, long ballo in the AAA is about to be handed out. The ruthless and dominant attack from this player's team was one for the ages as he led the AAA in hits, home runs, and batting average this season en route to a 32-2 first place finish. Jam Paladin is the Long Ballo Award winner by unanimous decision.
Yep, congratulations to Jam Paladin and that 32-2 season. He is your Long Ballo winner, which is going to bring us to the XBL Long Ballo Award. Remember, this is the best hitter in the league as determined by the league office with an unbelievable 449 batting average and an excellent 85 home runs. First place finisher, Lazy, has secured his first ever Long Ballo Award. This vote was a unanimous 6-0 decision.
Major congratulations to Lazy, absolutely unanimously one of the best hitters in the world. And we're going to move on after long ballos to the coveted Von Asen in the AAA. A league best 223 opponent batting average, combined with a solid home run allowed rate and K to walk ratio, allowed this league veteran to add a new award to his cabinet of mustache trophies. Merzdrone wins this season's Von Asen Award with a decisive 5-1 vote, with Rainey receiving the other vote.
Congratulations there to league office member Merzdrone, well-deserved Von Asen Award. And that's going to bring us to our final award, which is the XBL Von Asen Award. This was a tight one. This year's Von Asen winner finished second in both batting average allowed and whip, being only one of 3 players all time to finish a season with a sub-1 whip. Using the most unorthodox player statistics across any pitching staff this season, Ted Danson and Danson's Dragoons are the Season 8 Von Asen Award winner. He defeats Mantis Toboggan MD in a 4-2 vote.
Major congratulations to Ted on that Von Asen. Like you said, the unorthodox approach paying off.
All right, those are the Season 8 award winners for both leagues. Congratulations to all the winners. It was an awesome year to watch all of these guys excel at their craft. And now we've got a fun little segment here. We have courtesy of the Cardiac Card, he has created all-star teams for the AAA and for the XBL. And I should, before we start reading off some names here, I should mention, based on that map that B. Hagen made with all the team locations, he tried to sort everyone into West and East denominations. But he did have to take some liberties, so it's not perfect, but there is an even amount of players per league. We also feature a first team and a second team all-star teams, so we'll get into that, and I will begin by announcing the XBL AAA West first team all-stars. From the Megafauna, the catcher is Frederick Finn, King Endmion, Lynn Henry, Nephrite Maury, and Mew Cochran are the infielders for that first team. Pond Nielsen, Edwin Beck represent the Surfers in left field and center field, and Reggie Wright is your right fielder from the Megafauna. The DH, Kurt Richardson of the Surfers. Bubba Blue is the reserve outfielder, and the reserve infielders from the Surfers. What is TMK actually?
The Moon Kingdom.
The Moon Kingdom, sorry. Dorian Wiggs and Tuxedo Mask. And the starting rotation there for that West first team, Albert Vasquez, Bobby Funkerton, Atlas Nunez, and Juan Pardee. Let's see here real quick. And then the relievers, we have Ben Presley, Sailor Mercury, and then 2 from the Summits, Kyson Parker and Luna Moore. Those are your AAA West first team All-Stars.
Congratulations to all those first team All-Stars on the West. Now we're going to move over to the Eastern side. At catcher from the Dual Monsters, we've got Red Eyes Black Dragon. Big Al hit stingers, Ken Mattingly, Barrel Lawson, and Saxophone round out the infielders for this Eastern first team. Royal Smacks, Lil Stronglegs, and Exodia, the Forbidden One, hanging out in the outfield. Our DH infielder from NASA, John Glenn, with the All-Star. Reserve outfielders Mr. Haggard and Rowan Scottish getting a shout. And reserve infielders Blue Eyes White Dragon and Neil Armstrong. The starting rotation for the Eastern first team, we've got Alan Harden in that ace spot from the Moons. Junk in trunk, Pedro Martinez, and George Casino to round it out. And in the bullpen, we've got Milo Townsend from the Moons, 2 players from the Spirits, and Dennis Martinez and Kirk Rauter, and the Canadian Baby Winnipeg rounding it out.
Congrats to those AAA East Division first team All-Stars. Now on to the AAA West team second team All-Stars. The catcher from the Moon Kingdom, Sailor Jupiter, Walker Cortez, and Zachariah Burnswell, the Summit infielders, joined by John Stinger as well. 3 Summit infielders in that second team infield, and Bright Bride from the Megafauna at third base. Also from the Megafauna, CGP Gray in left field, Queen Serenity and Quincy Johnson round out that outfield. The DH is Betty Bowhead, Vinny Shoemaker, and Jesse Birch are your reserve outfielders. Nicholas Day, Kunzite Sogabi, the reserve infielders. The starting rotation goes as follows: Sawyer Vaughn, Ben Bearsbeaked, Chona Pansona, and Hank Karan rounding out that rotation. The reserve pitchers on that AAA West second team are August Sardines, Cinder Zavs, Schnitzel Patterson, and Matthias Stevenson.
Yeah, quick caveat that was pointed out in chat. There's an error in the XBL AAA first team with a couple Summits players being included in both the Western and Eastern side. We will get you guys an updated All-Star list that is corrected after the show. Very, very sorry about that. But we are going to move on here with the XBL East second team. At catcher, we've got Gary Carter from the Spirits, Billy Gates, Jose Vidro, Harpy Lady, and at shortstop, Blue Eyes White Dragon, who is on the Eastern first team as well, so that's another error I've seen. Sorry about that. But in the outfield, we've got Brennan Labrador, Frenchie Quebec, Lewis Figgins, and then at DH catcher, the Prowlers Savvy Sweets. Outfielders from the Moons, Ward Chen, and from Canada, Tom BC. Our reserve infielders are Pete Conrad and Dapper Quinn. And then in our rotation, we've got Dual Monsters XYZ Dragon Cannon leading it off, Chris Hardy from Tri-State Resistance, Hot Saskatoon, and Gate Guardian. In the bullpen, we got Daniel Willis, Mitch Flan, Dude Calgary, and the Magician of Dark Chaos.
All right, and congrats to all those AAA players. And Dwayne, I forgot to mention this before we started. These are based off of the 3 stars of the game screen that comes at the end of matches, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so these are purely based off of value to individual games, and as such, that's where you get the relief pitchers being starting pitchers. It's more of an overflow thing. We're not, we weren't specifically looking out for relief pitchers to fill those All-Star team bullpens. Kind of like in how a Major League All-Star game you would get starters in the pen. But in any case, we'll move right along to the XBL West first team. And we will start it off with Kim Toe, the Black Jackals catcher behind the plate. And then Airy Theta Miggles the Bear from Cooch Potato Nation, Chicken Dinner, Kit Kat, and Birdie Chirpington are your infield. Star-studded infield there. A couple more Blackjack players in the outfield, Rolling Ham and Wacky Wanda, and WW2 fan in right field for Cooch Potato Nation. Bach Bagak is your DH. Connie Cooper and Loud Larry are the reserve outfielders. Weave the Beaver, name has been changed, I believe, to Beaver Killer, actually. And Snappy Pop are the 2 reserve infielders. The Western first team All-Stars in the starting rotation are Poppy Chulo, Ziggy Stardust, Windswept Bullseye, and Redsman. And the 4 reserve pitchers there are Kuntu Kintu, Walter Maverick, Hombre de los Rojos, and Evan Plath.
And now we are going to move on to the XBL East first team of Blue. We've got catcher BB King from the Blues, Thomas Dorsey, Genesis Agro, Mahalia Jackson, and Elmore James. Genesis Agro joining the Blues in the infield. In the outfield, dominated by Ashnod's Blues again, Elwood Blues, Muddy Waters, and Jake Blues. DH outfielder from the Junkyard Japronis getting a shout, Garrison Coleman. Reserve infielders, Amira Gibbs from the Firebirds and Heathcliff Winkleson from Dancing Dragoons. Outfielder Evermore Tailwind and catcher Will Smith getting a shout from Louisville. In the rotation, we've got Albert Einstein leading the charge from the New York Greats. We've got the Junkyard Jabronis, Marcus Hammond and Uber Griffin in the middle. My own Seymour Butts from the Sox at SP number 4. In the bullpen, we've got Emma Roy, joined by Colombian Missile, Calamansi Bruth, and Cam Atkinson.
All right, those were the first teams for XBL. Now the second teams, starting in the West. Roost Broodmother, Noogle the Noble, Coxenormous, JT, and Jimmy Rollins are all the infielders from catcher to short to third. Barry Bonds, Lil Florabelle from Cooch Potato Nation, and Tony Gwynn are the outfielders. A couple of corner outfielders there from Zimbabwe Republic. Jason Sanchez, the DH, Bong Chongle, the backup catcher, Sintu Orion, Joshua Reyes, and Hootie Hooter Hoot round out the reserves for the position players. And in the rotation for that second team, Bob Gibson, Ganga Malunga, and 2 base invaders, Roswell and Brandon Hart. Then in the reserve pitchers, Bartolo Colon from the Fuegos, Clayton Kershaw, Guy Feller, and Roger Oakes.
All right, and congratulations to that second team. We've got the XBL East second team now at catcher Wesley Parmigiano from the Jabronis. Paul Butterfield from the Blues, joined by Lynn Guini, Christopher Columbus, and Giles Herrera in the infield. That outfield is led by Josh Stowers, Remy Slow, and Chuck Uponce in right. We've got DH outfield from the Bayside Colts, Jorge Soler. Catcher Muhammad Ali on the bench, with outfielder Yaretri McLaughlin, Harlow Ryan, and Crimson Burgess, all 3 of those players just mentioned from Danson's Dragoons. In the rotation, again led by New York great Isaac Newton, and then followed by Winter Anubis, Reed Detmers, and Landon White, another pair of Dragoons, joined by Louisville Cardinal. And then we've got in the bullpen, Billy Muscles, Blitzer Hornblower, Happy Forrest from the Firebirds, and Josh Rogers.
All right, those are all your XBL All-Stars, both East-West first and second team. Just want to point out real quick, we for this show we do not have the awards for these, so like MVP, Cy Young, etc. All of that, we don't have any of that ready to hand out to the in-game players. But hopefully when we do, that can become some content later down the line. But anyway, speaking of content, we're going to get to our last segment here, which is Top 10 Plays of the Year as ranked by myself, as ranked by Dwayne, combined. And we're going to start it off with the number 10 Play of the Year. It's actually a play that happened just a couple hours ago from Jam Paladin in his final game of the year against Corruptions, ending the game with a dive in the gap and a nice throw to second to hit the double play.
It was actually here in the top of the 8th inning, but either way, still an extremely, extremely important catch for Jam, and to make that and seal the win, or almost seal the win, like you said. Excuse me, I just got a little confused by the inning mix-up.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But yeah, great play with runners on base for him to dive into the gap and get that runner trying to get back to second.
Yeah, no question, a big play. If that gets past him in the gap, 2 runners are probably going to score there for the Prowlers, making it a 4-run game. And we know when these 2 guys get together, they score a lot of runs. So
yeah, as was proven earlier.
Yeah, really could have turned the tide there. All right, and now the number 9 Play of the Year goes back a couple weeks, back to the days when the Florida Stags and No Hummus were winless, playing against Weavers Beavers. Mr. Chongle at the plate. Beavers and myself looking to come back in this game. Hummus says no.
The old 9-3 putout, man. You love to see it, and I'm glad to see it here on the Plays of the Year. Bong Chongle, just not enough speed, I guess, he gave that guy.
Yeah, not enough speed would be an understatement. We'll watch the throw there one more time from, I believe, Barry Allen in right field.
That would be him?
Yeah. Great play there from Hummus at the number 9 spot. Now on to the number 8 spot, to last week's matchup of the week, Finite Provision versus Light Snack. A game that ended 1-0. At the time, Finite was threatening. Light Snack had to make a critical play to get out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, like you said, game ending 1-0. This held Finite from being in a very, very dangerous run-scoring situation. Chicken dinner with a sweet diving play. Let's watch that one more time.
Yeah, robbing Jack Burden of 1 run. If it finds a gap, that's probably 2. Probably wouldn't have found a gap. But yeah, crazy double play there. Just scooping it off the ground, getting it back to first. Props to the birdies.
Yeah, 99 throw as well.
Oh, yeah. Number 7 play comes from last night. The play itself, just a dribbler up the middle, but wow, the context. A 6-run comeback in the bottom of the ninth from Lazy on the final match of the season against Astronauts Coupon. What a hype moment this was.
Yeah, going into the inning, 9-4 the score. The Jackals put together an absolutely insane rally, showing everybody that they can do it all as far as stepping up to the plate goes. Finishing that game 10-9, Jackals win.
Incredible game we had in our hands last night. And now moving on to number 6 from a couple weeks ago, back when Doso and the Firebirds were fresh in that playoff race, needing to win every single game they could. And in this game, they found themselves down to their final strike, down a run to the Cardinals. Doso ends up winning it thanks to this home run.
Yes, big congratulations to Doso. That playoff race got as heated as it could because he was breathing down my own neck, and this play kept him in it. Just a huge play down at his last strike, taking that low and inside fastball, depositing into the seats.
Yeah, big home run there from Doso and the Firebirds at the number 6 spot. And now moving on to number 5, halfway through this list of what we thought were maybe the top 10 plays of the year. It comes from Alec AD in a game against Pseudo and the Fuegos. Runner going from first, Hugh Hefner dives across his body, throws a 99 dart for the double play.
Yes, a very great play by Hugh Hefner, running in the opposite direction to deal with the runner. Just a great play, like you said. I mean, this deserved to be definitely a top fiver. Watch it one more time.
Crazy control of the body there from Hugh Hefner. That's worthy of our number 5 spot. Now to check out number 4, it comes from this year's Von Acison Award winner in a game he ended up winning versus Mike the Cooch, but only because first in this 12th inning, he robs the Cooch Potatoes of a walk-off dinger.
Yeah, in extra innings, a clutch catch like this in a situation where Mike can walk you off, especially in a stadium small like Lafayette. This carried some serious weight. Ted needed to make the play, and he timed it perfectly.
Yeah, tailswind out there. Like you said, timing it perfectly. Clutch catch there. And now we will move on to number 3 play of the year. This was another match of the week play. Job AJ versus Mers Drone. Job down 2, now up 1 thanks to hitting that foul pole.
Yeah, as far as excitement goes, chat exploded just like the ball off the pole here. Job taking Mers deep. This was an insane moment.
Yeah, one of my favorite moments from calling games this year, no doubt. Check it out one more time here. Clutch home run from Job. Wow. And that'll bring us to the top 2. Starting at 2, Lanky Kale here. This clip's a bit longer, so we'll have to wait a pitch or two. But it's a double play in the outfield, sliding play from the center fielder. Gets it in quick to home to keep it a 1-run game.
Yeah, and here we go. We're going to see the action. Kale with an extremely clutch play here.
Has to run all the way in from deep Shaka center field. Slides, 99 throw to the plate. They get him. Wow.
All
Crazy
right.
play there. Would have made it 2-0 Duel Monsters. Yeah, we'll check it out one more time.
Yeah, 2 plays in this game too from the from Run the Jewels and the Jewel Runners. Very impressive defense just to keep Phil. Yeah, a lot of teams using Shaka. There's a ton of ground to cover for an outfielder.
Yeah, that's an understatement there.
Yep,
that 99 throw as he gets up to his feet and the tag at the plate. Oof.
Yeah, no question either on the timing.
All right, number 1 play of season 8 regular season. If you saw this play when we originally showed it in one of the weekly roundups, you know what's coming. Here we go. Pseudo versus the Stags. Dive in center field. Perfectly executed dive. 99 throw to second for the second out. 99 throw to first for the third out. A triple play.
You really don't get much better than this. This is, like I said, when we did that roundup, one of the best plays you're ever going to see in this game, period, and definitely the best play of the season. Both throws executed perfectly by the fielders. The timing on the dive executed perfectly. Absolutely just clutch by Pseudo to save, honestly, a bases clearing double.
Yeah, the game goes from being 3-1 to likely 4-3 there. But instead, it stays 3-1 thanks to the play of the season. Congratulations to Pseudo for making that play. That's going to be a clip, I think, that's shared around the Discord and whatnot. for seasons to come. It's just too good.
All right, and with that, I believe that is all the content we have for you this evening, right, Weaver?
Yep, with the conclusion of the top 10 plays of the season rather. That's going to do it for us here on Weekly Roundup. So we will see you if not this weekend, then next Monday for another edition of Weekly Roundup. We'll see what kind of content we can get together for you there. Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. This was the most prep we've had to do for a show yet, so we hope you enjoyed it. Any closing words?
The usual stuff. I mean, get your series scheduled. Everybody's very, very eager to see how all these series play out. So if you're able to stream it, if you're comfortable streaming it, stream it. If you're not comfortable, feel free to, neglect to do that. Nobody's going to force you to do it. But everybody loves to see the XBL. We're feeling real good. We got a ton of insane matchups, and upsets are bound to be had. So get them scheduled. Let's get these first rounds done this week. And the AAA second round can probably start hopefully by the weekend. So if you guys are in here, see what you can do about getting the ball rolling there. Good luck to everybody, and congratulations on a great season. We really appreciate all the effort that every individual has put in to get us to this point.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll see you next time. Enjoy the playoffs. It's going to be a fun ride here as we conclude Season 8, and we'll see you next time.
Dwayne and Weaver out.